Hi, I'm Dr. Angela Carswell, and today we have on the Top Shelf Wives table a topic that is near and dear to my heart. We're going to be talking about how to protect the children and allow them to experience life. And it's a balance, okay? I'm Angela Carswell, and I have been a wife for 20 years with two husbands, not at the same time. I also have two delightful young adults at 27 and 24. They are making their way through the world. I still mom with them. We still talk a lot about the things that they're going through and kind of work with them as a sounding board. I also have almost 2 decades of experience in education, so I've dealt with thousands of children and hundreds of families as they make their way through a public school setting. And I also am an author, and I'm the author of the book, oops, The Top Shelf Wife. So we're going to be getting into how to set a balance and a framework for protecting your child, of course, but also allowing some freedom, so to speak. And this came to mind as I was talking to some parents, some friends who are parents, and they were kind of expressing that no, my child can't spend the night over anywhere. No, they can't go over other people's homes. And it kind of struck a chord with me. Um, yes, I'm a protective parent. I'm not a helicopter mom, so to speak, but I do remain involved as a kind of mentor, as a chaperone through life. Not in every situation, of course. My kids are a lot older, but even thinking back to when they were younger, and I am heartfelt and committed to keeping children protected. Children are a great part of my life as a teacher, as a mom, as a community mom. Summers, kids were in my house all the time, mine, others. And so that's just how I am and how I'm wired. And so I just want to say that that is the top priority, of course. Also, I have to weigh what is the confidence that's built with a child who knows how to hold their own space, and they learn that over time. And so that's kind of why I figured that this might be a good topic for the Top Shelf Wives table to see how you guys think about it, how you deal with it. I'm going to have some opinions and kind of weigh in on those. Are they workable? Had you thought of them in a different way? So let's get into it. All right. The issue, of course, is that we as parents have an awareness of the world, and we know that there is a danger in the choice um, as we navigate how much control to give, how much control to have, and what environments we want our children to be in. And a lot of times, the first response is no. No, you can't go. Um, no, stay here. No, I don't know those people. And I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. So, how can we lovingly protect, but also responsibly allow? And that's the balance that we want to seek. How to protect as well as allow. What situations, what environments, what foundational framework needs to be in place so that it's just a healthy environment for our children as they move and find their own voice in this world. Okay. Um, and I have some notes, so every now and then I'll look down, obviously, because you see me doing it. But um, before, I'm going to break it up into three segments: before, during, and after. Okay. So let's say that before you allow your student, your child to venture to, I don't know, their classmates' home, a neighborhood home, a friend's home. What is it that you want to do and set up beforehand? Okay. Because it's not just a, hey, Ma, can I go to so and so? Yeah, go. No, ain't nobody doing that. Okay. So, what do we want to do as a parent? How do we want to set up this situation so that it works in our favor? Okay. First, you want to research the family dynamics as well as you can. Okay. Know them, invite them over. As you do that, as you spend some time with this family, you can meet at my house. Hey, I'll come over to your house, but it should be in one of the homes, preferably their home. Okay. If they flinch, if they have some reservation, you sense some reservation about you kind of inviting yourself over at a specific day and time, that's kind of a flag. So you want to make sure that you actually spend some time in their home. You also want to make sure that you just ask about their, I don't want to say demographics, but you want to make sure that you understand their place of employment, what they do, so that you can kind of gauge the level of responsibility. What is um, is it like a nonprofit? Is it a service type environment or type job that they have? Are they caretakers? You want to kind of gauge the level of empathy almost that they have. Okay. You also want to think about, ask them if they have community engagement, involvement in different organizations. You want to gauge their ability to cater to and give back. Okay, what are they doing? And there's no like clear answer, like this is a yes and this is a no. But you want to just get a feel for the heart and the open heartedness of the family that is a friend to your child. I'm not above Facebook stalking. I'm not. Just because I want to see what's the environment. Is there smoking? Is there drinking? Is there, what is it? Is there cussing? I just kind of want to get a feel for the environment that they may have just on a regular. You also want to get to know the friend, the little friend that your child has, and just look for either withdraw things that may questions or ways that they may be withdrawn. Do they, do they hug? Do they accept things? If you touch a child on their hand, do they tense up? Nothing over the top, but just kind of gauge their wholeness within their physical body. Like, do you notice any nervous responses from them? Okay. So these are things that are kind of done beforehand. Before you even consider, when you see that, these two friends they're playing outside a lot, they're they're beginning to ask to, come over or go over to their home, come over to your home. Those are things that you want to kind of do as your pre-screening, so to speak. Okay. During, if you decide to allow play dates, spend the night over, those sorts of things, spending time, your child spending time away from you in an environment that is safe. These are kind of the things that you want to put in place so that they're emotionally and prepared. They're confident. Okay. They're confident in their voice. They're confident in their observations. So during the time that they're over at their little friend's house, well in advance of that, you want to instill um, their own accountability and efficacy. Okay, can they ask and can they advocate for themselves? Can they tell an adult no, or can they say that no, thank you? Okay. You want to make sure that they have and understand their own voice, that they listen to their own comfort level. So, well in advance, you want to instill that with them. One of the ways that, some of the ways that I suggest is to make sure that they stay with their friend. Like if I told um, my daughter, for example, going over to her friend's house, make sure you stay with your friend. When your friend goes outside to play in the backyard, you go outside to play in the backyard. If your friend watches TV, you sit with them and you watch TV. You're there to visit your friend. You're not there to visit their brother, their other sister, their mom. Stay with your friend. Okay, same as the club rules. You stay with your friend, you don't leave your friend behind. Okay, and so this is where that starts. Stay with your friend. Um, when they go to before bed, you make sure that you go to the bathroom and you get anything that you want to drink. If you want some water before you go to bed, if you need to, and you need to go to the bathroom before you go to bed, because again, when your friend goes to bed, you go to bed in that same space. Okay. So just make it clear. And, it's not that you're like, you don't want to spark fear, but just mention, just kind of mention that, when your friend goes to bed, when Tommy goes to bed, um, Brandon, you go to bed too. Okay. So if his brother wants to play games, do you want to play games? And Brandon should say no, because when Tommy goes to bed, I go to bed. There you go. Good job. Um, if Brandon goes to bed and somebody comes to offer you ice cream, chocolate, do you want it? No, because again, when Tommy goes to bed, I go to bed. So you just kind of want to set up, so let them know ahead of time. Understand how people are lured, how children are lured kind of away into questionable situations. And you want to equip them like you can do it. If somebody asks you something, you say no. I'm going to stay with Tommy or Brandon. I can't remember the names I gave you now, but just instill that. And it doesn't have to be a long type of conversation. It doesn't have to be scary necessarily, but let them know up front that they have a voice, okay? And that they can stand firm in that, in any type of situation that they feel and that you feel is uncomfortable, okay? Next, during a play date or spend the night or what have you, as a parent, call the other parent. Your child is over there, call the other parent. Let them know that you have a presence even though you're not there, and that child is on your mind, that child is cared for, and that child belongs to someone. And so as a parent, you just simply call the other parent, okay? Before bed and at any age. They could be in high school, they could be in middle school, but call the other parent, check in just to offer your presence and let them know as an adult to adult that I'm still here. I'm still accountable for this person that you have at your house. Okay. Next, after you drop them off, they've had a good time, you pick them back up. Do you just go about your way? You want to check in. You want to do a post-op check-in, okay? So after spending time, you want to be calm. You're not setting off fireworks or flares or anything, but just calmly get their feedback. What did you enjoy while you were over there? Were there any stresses that were uncomfortable? Where were their parents? And granted, I'm asking you because this is a video back to back to back, but as a parent, you might want to just ask one and let some time pass, 15, 20 minutes, ask something else. If you're in a situation, you're even if you're back at home and you're, cooking or whatever, you might want to ask something else like, hey, who did the cooking over there? What did y'all have to eat? Blend their time away with your time together, if that makes sense. Okay. Because again, you don't want to set up anxiety. You only merely want to get information out. Okay. So remember to kind of casually ask and casually get information with open-ended questions so you feel that you know what happened, where people were, what was the vibe. You also want to be observant of your child when they get back home. Are there any instances of pulling away, looking away, like if they normally have good eye contact with you? If you're asking them, you're talking about things, are they looking away? Are they avoidant, either with their eyes or with their body language? You want to try and gauge, is there stress to their nervous system? Okay, are other ways that they have been somehow triggered to feel uncomfortable in a new way? And those are the things that you want to kind of investigate before. You want to investigate the family. During, you want to set up your child to be successful in this, that they feel empowered in this by giving them kind of some ground rules of how to spend time away from home. And then afterwards, you want to make sure that you do just a recap inventory of what happened and how things went and those sorts of things. Okay. In this book, The Top Shelf Wife, it's on Amazon. Some of these topics are kind of broached in here, and this book kind of gives you a guide of how to begin to have a more nurturing and supportive presence as a wife, as a mom, just as a woman, period. So as we went through things to do pre, during, and post, one of the things is words of assurance, is letting them know that, yeah, you'll be fine. You're going to have a good time. You have a voice to say no, and you know how to stand up for yourself. I've seen you. Let your brother take something. You stand up for yourself. And so you can do it here, and you're going to have a good time. So that's included as words of assurance. You also want to make sure that you're open-hearted. Open-hearted doesn't mean a doormat. It doesn't mean not caring. It just means that I advocate for myself as I open up to you. Okay, so there's a reciprocity in that open-heartedness. My daughter's coming over, so you're being open-hearted, fine. I'm going to be open-hearted too. It doesn't mean that I'm not watching. It doesn't mean that I'm not observant. Okay, so open-heartedness doesn't necessarily mean that I'm accepting all bad behavior. It doesn't mean I'm accepting any bad behavior. It just means that I'm open to the opportunity. And as things come up, that window may close. If nothing comes up, the window stays open. Okay. Also, having feminine voice, having those conversations with your child before, during, and after they are away from you with their new little friend takes a level of calm, and it takes a level of feminine voice that you want to warn them, but you don't want to scare them. Okay. Um, in the category, a skill set in the category of support a husband is an active listener. And you want to be an active listener with this. You want to listen to the family that they're going to visit. You want to listen to your child. Okay. So being an active listener, you're setting up questions and listening for the response. You're being observant, listening to their body language, listening to their experience at their house. Let's see. Assertive nurturing. Because you're doing the work beforehand to lay a foundation for your child to have a good time, to feel confident, to experience another home, those are the things that are a part of assertive nurturing. You're not just saying, no, no, you can't go. You're saying, I'm going to instill in you the powers that you need, the information that you need to protect yourself in this situation. And I'm going to be there to support you before you go, while you're there, and when you get home. Okay? Assertive nurturing. Solutions oriented. The fact that you've done this work ahead of time for your child, that is amazing. Okay, because it shows that I'm solutions oriented. I'm setting up my child to be successful in this, and I'm going to be here with you every step of the way. So as you become older and your complications are more, the things that you want to do are more complicated, your child knows that you have solutions for them, that you are a worthy mentor in life. Okay, and those are the things that set bonds of connection the entire life. Okay. Calm under pressure. It can be unsettling for parents. And you know that because you're watching the video. But we want to make sure that we're not transferring that angst, that anxiousness, that worry. We don't want to necessarily transfer that in our speech or in our acceptance of this new family. Okay. We want to make sure that we are calm under pressure, that we have a level um, of peace that we're giving to this situation, that you're going to carry through while you're away from home. And those are mainly the topics that are covered in the Top Shelf Wife that are relevant to this particular situation. I hope it has been helpful and insightful. If you would please, any of the things that you think you might actually institute in your home to allow your child to experience life and love in another caring home, go ahead and write those in the comments. I want to make sure that the topics that I talk about are relevant and important as you either operate as a mom or operate as a wife. Again, I'm Dr. Angela Carswell, and thank you for coming to the Top Shelf Wives table. If you have things that you'd like to talk about, please put in the comment. Make sure that you subscribe, share with your girlfriends, and set your notifications. Thank you.